Hello and welcome to the Hunt Banish Extract podcast, the podcast that is less listened to than a neglected child. I am your host, the Drunken Bard, aka DJ, and with me are three of my beautiful co-hosts today, Sleepy Weasel, aka Tyler.
I don't have kids, so I can't relate.
Sir Kaiser, aka Richard.
Hunt Showdown is my neglected child sometimes.
Damn. And the patron saint of 3 stars, aka Rat329.
Not as neglected as that opening. I mean, fuck, that was not 25% better than the one I fucking laid up to you.
And you know what? We rolled with mine anyway.
Oh, snap.
So far in this current state of Hunt, I've got to say that I'm impressed with the amount of bugs they've managed to fix, while also simultaneously people finding even more bugs.
Hell yeah.
And there's literally a bug with the bug, the beetle, that is practically fucking game breaking in certain aspects because
There's a bug?
Yes,
there's a bug.
it's crazy.
if you throw any of the beetles, any one of them, and then you click into the My Team tab and then leave it, you will have full vision with none of the fog, even though everything will be red. It's glitchy as hell, but it's completely broken.
Yeah, there's no fog, there's no depth of field. There's just
Hunt
the particle effects like around your HUD, but that's about it. And like it's pretty clear, you can see everything. I was playing around with it because I wasn't really using it to like give us an edge or anything. I was using it after we wiped the whole lobby. I was like, oh, I want to look at the top of the mountains because you'll never see those like without the fog and stuff. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, you could see it pretty clearly.
Hunt Showdown, the game with wall hacks pre-installed.
Yep, pretty much.
Hell yeah.
You know, mostly stray dynamite sticks that manage to blow up through brick walls, but you know, that's beside the point.
Right.
Yeah, also true.
In terms of wall hacks. But also, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about and give a little bit more love to the gun that we've specifically had added, the new gun, the Carbine 1895. And I've had a little bit more time to play with it, but let's get your guys' opinions first. Rat, let's start with you. What do you think of it?
Oh, I love it so much. It's so good. It's like the Sparks Junior.
All right,
Richard?
But like faster.
I haven't played around with it too much, if I'm being honest. I don't usually mess around with the carbines as much.
Fair. Ty? Unless you had an
No.
opinion.
No, I mean, I've been playing around with the Mako because that one was like, you know, the challenge.
They had the weekly, yeah.
And it kind of felt like it a little bit, but other than that, not really.
Fair. We'll definitely touch more on the weekly challenges here in a minute. What are you thinking, Ty?
I mean, it's funny that Richard said that it kind of feels like the Mako, because I actually really agree. Like, it feels like a Mako, and I don't like the Mako, so I don't really use the new carbine. It's the only carbine that I just can't really wrap my head around with it. Like, I would rather just use a Centennial. Personally, I'm not saying it's a bad gun. It's just, it's not my gun, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm just saying, any gun that hits for 145 out of 150 to the body, it's worth taking.
Yeah, but the Martini does 143. That's 2 less damage, and I love that gun.
The Martini is also long ammo, so you get less back at every ammo supply.
Yeah, but I mean, I usually don't last long enough to play to use my entire ammo pool anyway. So
You got a point. I can feel you there.
I feel you there too.
I relate.
I largely feel... Oh, go ahead, Ty.
I don't think... I just want to reiterate, I don't think it's a bad gun. I think it's a great addition to the game. It adds more variety. It actually feels quite different than the other guns. Feels way different than the other carbines. So it's a win in terms of it being added to the game.
And that's
It's just not my
reload
gun.
animation.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's nice and fast. It's one of those guns, like, kind of want to use it like a Swift. You don't really want to reload until you can reload enough at once. So
Is that the one with the rod that comes out the back?
yes,
Yes.
I did use it once or twice. Okay, I remember. Yeah, it's not too bad.
it's a solid gun with very little kickback. It feels like so.
I would have to say, especially with the special ammo type they gave it FMJ, I'm not arguing the ammo type because if they gave it high velocity, that would be a huge mistake. But
Oh, now they're gonna add
largely,
it.
please don't. What I would largely say is that gun is kind of a siren song because if you're within 30 meters, man, that thing is an absolute machine. But once you hit regular rifle ranges of like, say, 70 meters, that thing becomes a pain in the ass and basically becomes my officer or not my officer, new army 2.0. Because my God, leading shots with that thing is fucking awkward. And it hits like a fucking freight train, but it travels so damn slow. Like I've got a conflicted relationship. I don't hate the gun, but I'd have to largely say that it's a really, really awkward bullet speed that I can't quite get down. It's
behind,
going to
yeah.
take some time. Yeah.
He's not saying the gun's bad. He's just saying that the bullet is so slow he thinks it licks the windows.
It
Nice.
it,
Might
it
as well.
basically the
What
the
ammo
bullet
type
basically it's medium.
No, I mean, sorry. Let me rephrase that. What's the
It's
special
FMJ.
ammo you can put? Only just FMJ?
Yeah, which is even slower, and then it really feels
Yeah.
like a fucking new army.
I would have thought they would have added a few more, considering all the
No,
other guns have
I
at
think
least two.
I think FMJ is perfect because if they added poison or fire right now, especially where the bullet velocity probably isn't the worst, is it would be an extremely strong gun that could set you on fire with a repeat shot or poison you with a repeat shot. And there's a reason the Sparks has the fire and the poison, but it's a single shot, so it's more
Right.
balanced in that aspect.
Exactly.
So it'll inevitably get another bullet type it doesn't deserve because good old Crytek says game balancing. Ha! Sorry, I'm on vacation.
Everybody gets a special ammo type.
Speaking of the sparks, can we just bring up how much less RNG there is to do it or to dualies now? Like quad sparks is actually a legitimate strategy now.
It's pretty gross. Yeah,
It's crazy. Yeah.
they tightened the overall spread of dualies. They made levering faster and more tight spread as well. What the fuck are they doing?
They still gotta tweak it. I'm not like too upset about it, but it is a very strange.
Showdown 2. You have not tweaked it at this point. Go fuck yourself.
I'm not thinking that the game is broken. I don't think this is game breaking, but I don't want it to keep being tweaked. I thought it all felt really good, and to make all of it faster. Why don't you just make fanning so that when you touch your mouse, it fucking empties the whole revolver?
Hell yeah, I love it.
I mean, you literally can just push and hold the button though.
Right, but I mean like a single
Like
moment's
the Gone
click
type
and
of
it's
thing, right?
gone. Well, no, like basically where it's just like and it's fucking empty.
So
Like,
it shoots
it's
all
just
the
so
rounds
fast.
and it takes away your control of it, is what you're saying.
No, it doesn't take away control. It's just an instant.
No,
burst.
I mean like right, like so you can't like okay, I'm only gonna shoot 2 bullets. Like you have to shoot all of them when you use
Yeah.
it. That's what I mean.
You just empty the. Okay, yeah, then yeah, you just empty the fucking clip. Yeah,
I mean,
no.
it'd make it
Imagine
nerve,
with a chain pistol.
God.
You kill somebody and you're just like, all right, I gotta keep shooting, I guess. Like,
machine gun.
yeah.
Well, I guess that I'm here for the next 35 seconds.
Yeah. No, I
Right.
gotta reload all that. Damn.
But make the reload. Make all the guns fire faster, but make them all reload twice as slow. And
Hell
let's see
yeah.
how this game turns out.
That'd be pretty hilarious.
Well,
Welcome
we need
to
to
the next Hunt Showdown event.
We need to slow down the gameplay. It's too fast. You reload 3 times slower.
God, absolutely diabolical.
Yeah,
But
that
I
would-
did want to get.
grade.
Yeah. Another point that I wanted to bring up that blew my fucking mind when I figured this out because I watched a YouTube video. I might go back and find that because I do want to give some credit where credit's due. He's a small creator in Hunt and he did what do you call it, a Mythbusters video, because there have been a few of those in the hunt community. But one of the tips that he gave was an absolute brain buster for me, and that was penny shot does not cause immolators to explode.
Really?
Absolutely crazy. Like, what? And it makes sense because penny shot also does not set off red barrels or yellow barrels. So
Yeah, but you're still shredding things. I don't know. That's like saying
right.
that's
It
like
seems
saying
like a bug.
that sounds like
Oh.
because an arrow doesn't blow up a red barrel, an arrow shouldn't blow up an emulator, and I disagree with that. So like, I don't know.
Well, we're talking about things not from this world, anyways. So should the
Right.
laws of physics and thing abide to that?
It
If we're
should
talking
when they
about
state
sharp,
it
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
when they
No,
state that the
but-
laws of physics for this game work this way. So
Funny enough, you talk about like Mythbusters and within Hunt Showdown, but I'm pretty sure like Mythbusters like tested the whole like spark of a bullet, how movies do that or something like that,
yeah.
and it doesn't actually happen. And so if we're talking about sparks making it so certain things blow up, then technically that's disproven. So what are we keeping, what are we not keeping, type of thing.
Well, I was talking about the emulator specifically. Like they stated when you pierce its skin, it blows up. So that's what it should
just
do.
So
Like-
even penny shot should blow it up.
Right,
internally.
yeah. That's more
Yeah.
what I
Yeah,
was saying.
because like if you shoot a coin at somebody, it's tearing some skin.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't
Right.
that mean a slug can't blow up an emulator? Because that's more of a blunt.
a slug
thing, right?
can. A slug absolutely does.
So
Well,
penny
and
shot
let's-
should work.
It theoretically should, but seriously, take it into games yourselves and test it. It absolutely does not set off immolators, which
That's
is
interesting.
fucking
So say
Bizarre.
that you take the Derringer penny shot and you got an emulator spanking you. You can just shoot it up close. Does it die in one hit or does it need more than one?
for the penny shot. I believe it needs more than one. And the guy tested it specifically with the penny shot Derringer, so I don't actually know if like Romero penny shot will make
Yeah.
it explode. His
That's
name
like-
was
Yeah, that's a
Lu-
good point. We should test that.
Lubenstein. So interesting
I think I
fucking
just
name
saw
there,
that,
fam. But
show up on my feed actually as well. So
yeah,
I'll go check
Lubenstein.
that out as well.
Good video, and overall it had some solid stuff, and I think there's even one or two more points that he brought into that I'm going to bring up. So please,
Awesome.
I'll put that video in the description so you guys can go check it out, because there's another one that he said, and you can stop a red barrel that's about to explode with choke bolts from
because
that-
there's
the
that
hand
time-
That is
crossbow.
awesome.
There's that
Yeah.
timer. Essentially, it starts, and then a lot of times that's why if you double shoot it, it goes instant.
Right.
Hmm.
Well, because it's like one of those, will you possibly do it and have the brain capacity when you're being shot at to think of that? Probably not. Could you do it? Absolutely.
Or you can
So-
just be like us, where you just stay away from red barrels and blow them up before anybody else can. On
Or
you.
you just have your
Unless-
teammate place a trap down
unless-
and you run into it
I shot the one
I
in the
don't
boss
know who would
lair.
do that, but they sound like an asshole.
and killed yourself.
Unless I shot the one in the boss lair, and then a certain weasel went into the boss lair and went, "Wow, I didn't know you shot that barrel."
Well, I didn't know you were shooting a boss layer. You were like, "There's people on me," so I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna go to DJ and help him out." And then all of a sudden, I get a barrel blown up on me. Like,
And then I walk in, the freaking meathead's like, "No, you don't," and slaps the shit out of me. I catch on fire, run into the water, and then get knifed in the back.
yeah, we got katana. Yeah, we got katana. All
I
three
was
of us.
like, okay, I've
That
got
was
work
not fun.
anyway.
That was not fun.
Damn,
Funny
y'all just did
thinking
not have a
about
good
it, though.
time there, did you?
Nope. It's
But-
all right though.
The Stillwater Bayou is finally coming back, as we all know.
I'm
The
excited.
announcement's finally here. We finally get the
Wasn't
The
it
one that-
basically revealed in Reddit of all places?
No, because where it
Just-
usually comes from is it comes from Twitter. It always starts
Yeah.
on Twitter. That's where
Or
people like
That's,
to
mo-
vote.
that's most people too.
Or
most
Instagram,
people.
but who goes there?
Facebookers.
My wife does.
I have an
she loves
Instagram.
Instagram.
Link in the description. I'm just kidding.
Shameless plug.
God. But yeah, no, Stillwater Bayou's finally coming back, and
I'm excited.
thoughts?
I'm excited.
I-
I am happy. Not that this new map is bad, I just want a little bit more variety again. You know what I mean?
We're fucking tired, boss.
Yeah.
I was telling, I think it was you, Tyler, and DJ about like
All the people playing the meta. Yeah.
Everyone has it memorized at this point, and they're playing the meta. And so if you're not playing a certain way and doing a certain thing, everyone's used to this at this point. And so I'm just like,
They know how to counter you. They know where to wait.
I just want to switch to the old stuff, you know.
Just for a little bit, yeah.
I'm a little torn because, like, as much as I miss Stillwater, I'm worried that we're gonna get it back and it's not gonna feel like it holds up to the old map or to the newest map, and we're gonna.
Yeah.
I want simplicity at this point, if I'm being honest.
But I mean,
want variation.
I see what Rat's saying though. I actually agree
know
with
it-
him.
yeah.
It is a concern, like a real concern.
I kind
Yeah,
of
like
This
just
new map is so good.
It feels like we're gonna go from this map that's really, really, really well done, and we're gonna go to something they made when they started making the game, and it's
I
not gonna
kinda-
feel quite as polished.
Right.
I kind of disagree though, because I know what to expect from Stillwater Bayou. Even if they haven't changed hardly any aspects other than the lighting, there's a lot that I miss about that exact map. Like I love
course.
Lock Bay Docks. I don't know why. I love fighting there.
Yeah, you're
And-
nuts. So
Well, and I
Yeah,
also
you're the
I-
worst kind of person.
well, and I also like fighting at the church too, because the church is freaking awesome.
church. I like the church too.
You guys are crazy. I love Stillwater Bayou.
I'm just thinking of an old joke, that's all.
Yeah, Richard
Oh
and I have
my
this
gosh.
inside joke with the church, so sorry.
Oh wow. Okay, so they're just being fucking strange. But no, legitimately, because
Joke is interesting though.
as much as I like this new map, I think the first two maps are so well designed that I like them better than this brand new map. And not that the brand new map is bad. I just think that they had an excellent vision with Stillwater and Lawson Delta.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that like this map made us start looking up. Like, there's a reason that there's the whole joke that hunt players don't look up.
Right, because
And-
there's no
and-
verticality.
Yeah,
except
there
for
was
in
no
Nichols.
reason to look up in those first two maps, but this new map, I think because of the loss of verticality, it's gonna feel
Mess with things.
not as good.
And we also
Right.
have that addition of centered versus lowered, and that's I think
Right.
to do with like players not looking up type of thing. It's because they're
Yeah.
always lowered and stuff.
It-
They're always
it
like,
act-
I'm a mean old cowboy.
It actually makes me wonder because, like Nichols Prison, like in Pelican, where those maps are or those compounds are extremely vertical. I hated fighting at them, but now that I'm like fighting vertical all the time now, I wonder if I will like do better at them now because
I
of
feel
this
like
new map.
those are
so-
going to be our favorite compounds now.
yeah, even though they're my least favorite.
I like prison actually.
Well-
It's got a lot of entrances and a lot of places to go out. A lot of my problems with the old maps was the lack of, places to
Variety.
go in, and basically you either hunker down or you go out and
Well,
try
see,
to get in.
That's
So,
what I hated about the prisons is they were so big. Like you have to hunker down, otherwise everybody knows exactly where you are. Because to run from one side to the other, like everyone will just hear you running the whole time, and they're like, "Oh, well, they're in this part of the building," and
yeah. And I'd
like
say
it's a horrible place to storm. Like
Well,
so, like
adding to what you guys are saying is what I think that a lot of the old compounds promote, especially prison, is it basically emphasizes a lot of holding angles because there's not a lot of smart peeking spots
yeah.
that you can
Mhm.
take advantage of, at least in certain places in it. It's like
Yeah, I'd
and
agree
so-
to that.
it really the lack of movement was not necessarily due to the noise. It was due to giving up a really solid held spot, and that's what a lot of the old
Oh.
maps have.
I guess the critique that I was talking about, like different entrances versus like some places are absolutely horrible in the old ones and stuff, but I will critique that about the new one as well. As much as they talk about like 6 entrances in certain areas, there are some places where it's practically impossible to get in. and it's like
Mhm.
very particular, and it's like that didn't fix the problems that were in the
There's
old.
It just
So
spread the
it's
problem
still
out. Yeah.
prevalent, but it's just
that
on
It's
a
spread out.
weirder scale type thing.
that bottom right compound on the new map. I can't stand that fucking house. I think that thing is just a trap.
Miner's Folly?
Miners, is that what it is? Miners Folly?
Bottom right.
I fucking hate that goddamn compound. It sucks. And granted, it's mostly due to exactly what they're saying of just it's basically whoever camps inside can stay in there forever. But other compounds like Ordo Gordo and shit, I think do a really excellent job of how many entrances and exits because it's really difficult to keep held angles because people can come behind you and stuff. I think they did a really solid job on some of
Dude,
those.
that one, like a little bit outside of La Plata, or the Split River Mill. That one.
Yeah,
That is
Split
my
River Mill.
favorite goddamn compound in the entire new map. That
That
one
one's
is
fun.
so good.
It's so full of holes, it's like Swiss cheese in a good way. And so I think a lot more people have a lot more problems camping in there, and that's kind of what stuff like that needs, especially center compounds. There should be no reason people can hold up in there for the whole match. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
we need more cracks in the walls where throwables can get in, and you know, like I obviously think they did a really solid job, but that's kind of one thing with a lot of the Stillwater Bayou compounds is I think that besides Chapel, oh my fucking god, I hate that place. People will stay underground for their whole goddamn lives. It doesn't matter if you try to take the back stairs, they'll always kill you.
Yeah, that's one of those places that I'm talking about is so locked down. It's not even funny. Like
As
it's
long
got
as
one on is it the south end, and then it's got a couple on the front part.
yeah, it's
But
got the two gates in the front, it's got one in the south, and then it's got that small shack with a ladder leading down, but that one's always a death sentence if you take it.
you
Yeah.
can easily trap all of that,
Isn't that-
especially with all the traps we can
That's the
take.
place with the
Yeah.
cemetery next to it, isn't it? Or am I thinking a different one?
Yeah, it's got a graveyard in it.
Hmm.
Chapel has the graveyard. Speaking of traps,
Okay.
I actually want to bring that up briefly because one thing that you wrote, Richard, is that the bear traps might be too strong. I'm curious if you still think that.
I do think that still.
Okay, elaborate.
So essentially, like the regular bear traps seem like, you know, you step on one and you're just bleeding out a little bit. But you can literally like just place two in the most random place. I see solos do it all the time. And they'll get a free kill out of it, and they'll be nowhere
Mhm.
near it. And they're just doing it just to be like, I get a kill. And that's simple as that. And it's just like you get trapped once and then you get trapped twice and it's instant kill because it's also got you can place pretty much traps as close as you want to each other, so you're not just going to hit one of the bear traps. You're going to
I love throwing traps out randomly. It's the
I
greatest.
think it's nice. Like the innovation is nice, but I don't like people having super powerful bear traps. 2 bear traps and I'm dead just because I didn't see it in the darkness. Are you kidding me?
The gray traps should be reduced to like
they're
the
gray
50
too.
or
They're not even
60.
red.
Yeah. They're a little strong.
Yeah, I'm okay with them being a little bit more than the red traps, but at 80 is
But
Nuts.
it
kind of
just
scary.
seems the whole point you would bring it is to basically, if you didn't have bear traps or any traps in the facility.
It wouldn't be such a problem if the color wasn't blending so well and if there wasn't so many placements where it can blend into the ground almost perfectly.
And there's those like the compounds, like where the assassin's at, where it's got that crap on the walls and the ground, where the texture it'll go through the texture.
Yeah, you can
Exactly,
just place
that's
it
what I
underneath it. Yeah, like
and it's literally invisible.
Invisible, unless you have what is it? It's not poacher.
That
It's the
trait.
other one.
Yeah, I know.
I can't
that
think of
trait.
Yeah, it's the one where you can use dark sight to reveal them. I think these are a little nutty, but I also am a little confused as to why they if you are fast enough now, even without an antidote shot, you can avoid the death traps, the concertina poison. They now, if you are fast enough and react fast enough, they do not kill you.
Huh. That's nice, though.
Yes and no, because I think if someone fell for one of those traps, and this is coming from someone who's stepped in a lot of those fucking things, is if you fell for it, the person should be rewarded for it. And to have that kind of ripped out of your arms is kind of shitty, because it's really making a tool a lot less useful, especially since you need two of your tool slots to dedicate to a death trap. Whereas, now alert trip mines, they burn off 25 health immediately. They're monsters, instantly heavy fire. And you can now put them on Ren barrels and insta kill people if they're dumb enough to walk into it. Whereas the concertina, it impedes your speed less. I mean, even concertina bombs, you can, I believe, walk through a little bit faster. So I'm not necessarily opposed to the speed, but I think that taking away a kill from somebody who dedicated 2 tool slots to those and caught someone in it, it's kind of robbery in a way. I don't know. A lot of people might disagree with me because people hate death traps, but I mean, if I'm a person who falls for them, and I personally think that game balancing is a little questionable.
I mean,
I've always loved them.
I fall for them all the time, but like I just think it's really annoying. Like with those compounds you guys were talking earlier, like how people just hunker down. Like there are a few that you can hunker down much better. Like Aaron and I once ran into this group where like they were, I think Richard was there too actually. They like all 3 of them put those types of death traps everywhere. It was in the center of the map, and they weren't even trying to peek. They were just sitting there, and the guy literally said, "No, just come and get me." It's like, how is that fun for you? Like, I just think that's so.
The update.
It was,
We were there
yeah, it was
for like
much
10,
before.
15 minutes.
Yeah, and it was just like with stuff like that, I think it's cringe, and so I think them like.
That was Chapel though, as well.
Was it okay?
Speaking
I
of
think kind of
Chapel.
punishing people who play like that, I think is fine. Because that's just cowardly and it's not fun. So like
I'd totally just blow off half a chunk of the building and Chapel. That'll make it more balanced.
Yeah, I normally anytime somebody says just come and get me, I throw a frag bomb in there. It'll take out like 90% of their fucking traps.
Well, it does, but in Chapel, like where it's
that's
all
a very large map.
Well, like the things you can throw into, it will only hit the outside edges. Like the insides can still be like super trapped, and like it was bad. And that guy was being such a dick.
That hallway where the piano and the upstairs is, but they were just hard locking those doors.
Yeah, in fact, that guy was being so toxic. Like his teammates, who I'm assuming were randos to him, like were like, "Stop, like talking shit, dude. Like you're being a dick." Like it's I don't like. I guess it's a legitimate strategy, but it's a strategy for cowards. So
it's just like you get enjoyment out of that.
Yeah, like that's just not fun to me, and it just slows everything down. So I do see your point on robbing those people who use it as a legitimate strategy, who use it like actively, like they know how to place it like well. But people who were like that guy that Richard and I encountered, and Aaron, and he's not the only one. There's a lot of them that are like that too. I run into plenty.
Pretty sure that was like before the update.
Yeah, it was.
I gave the game a break for a while because of that, but I'm
now they can.
It's a lot better than that, though.
Yeah, and they can place them on windows and stuff now too. So who knows how bad it'll be on the old compound where the maps are less vertical and you have to jump through all the windows now. So I don't know. Like I think there was a reason they did that. Personally,
that's fair. I do want to give a quick tip though, because for people who are struggling to get into compounds, especially if there's a locked door, if you're like me and you obsess with taking the penny shot Derringer, a shot to a barricaded door with penny shot Derringer will instantly open it and break the barricade. Fun fact. Or I believe even penny shotguns.
I didn't know that. I'm gonna start taking that now because that's
Oh.
awesome.
It's incredible. I learned it from watching most of the streamers, and it's just the most useful speed running into a boss lair tool ever. I love it.
What
Okay.
you're
That's
saying is
great.
now I've got to trap barricaded doors.
Actually, well, it's kind of complicated because doors now technically count as collision. So a lot of the wire traps and shit will be set off when the door is opened. So they kind of double fucked traps in that way because if you open a door, it will set off the traps immediately. So
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I mean, the thing that I look about traps is it's a passive way to hurt and kill things. So like, if people can if you can figure out a way to place them right, people should also be able to avoid them too, like with things like that. So I think
Right.
that's fine. Like,
Dude,
I don't have a problem
I
with that.
randomly set up barrel traps throughout an entire mission because I figure at some point
Someone's
it's
gonna
gonna pay off.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like
Somebody.
on their way to extract and they'll hit it and just hate me for the rest of their life.
I will say, I believe it's only tripwire traps that are set off by the door, not like bear traps and shit. So obviously ground traps.
I'm a bear trap the
Right.
fuck out of those doors.
I'm just gonna.
No.
They just need to add a bear in the game, and I can like deploy it whenever I want. Tactical bear, it'd be cool. Anyways,
Tactical
sorry.
bear.
Yeah. I'm
Boy, the
joking.
tactical bear. All right, I do want to get to our lovely, lovely audience as always because we do have the poll and a few comments. So, would you rather I read them, Rad, or do you want to?
Either way, I mean, I'm.
Let's make Rat do it.
Let's
It
make
sounds
Rat
like
open
I'm
enough
mostly
today.
picking on you again. So,
That's fine. It makes it even funnier if you read it, I guess.
Costers 112 says you can make a tribute to the lamp, and then links a Reddit post.
Oh my god.
And that was a Reddit post to that lamp head baby. And I mean, I wonder if that's actually a tribute to the lamp, but I just remember when Kugi posted it in our Discord server, I thought that thing was fucking freaky.
I mean, I think it's just them calling you a baby. So-
Hey, misses what he
I'm a
misses.
big baby.
you guys gave me a great idea. This is from Jan Anderson. You guys gave me a great idea for a new weapon, introducing the lamp spear. Now it will blind your foes before
Oh
swiftly
my-
sending them back to the lobby.
God damn it.
That's so toxic sounding. Holy crap.
Low key, the most bullshit thing in the whole game.
He successfully brings back the flash bomb, except it's in spear form.
Pretty
So if you
much, yeah.
spear their teammate, it flash bombs the rest of the team.
Oh my
Holy
God.
fuck.
Makes the same sound as the flash bomb.
Yeah.
Gerardo says this had nothing to do with anything except for when you were talking about more flying creatures. They need to add legendary skins to the stalker beetles,
Thank
especially
you.
around the holiday seasons for Halloween and Christmas.
Santa Claus
Could you
variant.
imagine a Santa hat and beard for your beetle or witch and
Yeah.
Oh my
warlock?
gosh, it'd be
Just
so
hat for
cute.
Okay, the beard. Yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be
that'd
so
be pretty great.
cute. Richard and I have been
You-
saying
you-
that forever.
You've just made Weasel fall in love.
I still want White Beetle. more
Yeah,
than
Void
that.
Beetle.
I stand by what I said like 10 episodes. No, it was more like 20 episodes ago. A freaking Thanksgiving beetle skin where they're like a flying turkey.
Yeah, but it's like prepared and stuff.
well, listen,
It's
we
stuffed
also
and stuff.
we also had to think this is a German game. We can't just think of American holidays. Like we gotta.
But it's
think of
about
German ones,
America. So
I mean, we've
they
got a
need
whole
True,
ass
true.
page to
their
skin.
needs.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, for all perched. That's
It's not like they can't pull the leg of everyone.
And
yeah.
then
I think they should. It'd be great.
and then Drake says, "It's a good thing I wasn't a guest on this episode. Great listen, fellas, as always."
Sounds like a
okay.
call out. Sounds like a freaking
Okay.
call out.
I think he's just mad. You know, the game
Well-
is just so good, and what small issues there are, he really doesn't like.
I mean, he
I'm
is
just
entitled
picking
to
on you,
his.
Drake.
He is entitled to his opinion, and we still love Drake.
I'm just giving Drake shit. I
Yeah.
like that. Like that's basically my job in his server is just give him hell.
Yeah. Well, that's
Rat
anybody's
is
jobs
server.
to your friends, so you're supposed to give each other shit. So
And then Hans Silverberg says, Burn, I'm going in with only spear and 4 toolboxes, and I'm going to scream Ooga Booga whenever I kill someone.
Yeah,
And
that's
Hans.
that's a legitimate strategy.
I
Make
mean-
your enemy panic. I guarantee you.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hazmat's been yelling Oonga Boonga through VoIP every time he kills somebody with
Nice.
a spear.
Flips or it didn't happen.
He's
Yeah.
got a whole ass.
I was gonna say, if you actually look at his channel, he's got
Thing.
a lot of funny shenanigans.
No, I'm saying
then,
for our commenter here.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
Martin says, love the multi-slot tool idea. Running it requiring a trait seems well balanced. Finally gives me the option of dual wielding the Derringer. Every other pistol gets dualies. Only seems fair. Also, the spear needs to be made a 2-slot weapon. You can already recover ammo like bolts and arrows from the ground, so it's not a stretch to be able to recover the spear as a weapon slot.
I mean, you can, to add to that, you can already recover the spear from the boxes
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah,
So
all
like,
they have
it
to do
wouldn't
is
change
move
much.
it to a weapon slot.
Yeah, that wouldn't change much.
I legitimately loved John's idea about that, though. That was such a
Mhm.
fucking eye opener for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a nice versatile way of looking at it.
Yeah, because either the spear has to become a gun weapon slot or make those ones interchangeable into tools with a trait or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yep.
There
I mean,
is-
I think they just need to make it so that no tool by itself
Is
can
OP.
outright fucking kill a hunter that quickly. Unless it's a
Yeah.
knife or a fucking heavy knife or something to that effect.
Even the knife is balanced though, because you just get shot in the face a lot.
Yeah, you still have to run up to them. So I
Yeah,
would agree with
you're
that,
not
yeah.
making it a fucking ranged goddamn shotgun to the face.
Well, and I couldn't agree more with John, though. Like, experiment with multi-slotted tools and consumables, and we could really benefit from something wild that coming
Yeah,
out of
you
there.
can get some wild and wacky builds. Imagine getting
Almost
360 no scoped with dual Derringers. Like that would be crazy.
yeah.
Let us
I-
dual wield the regular Derringer with the penny shot Derringer.
That'd be
my
kind of
God.
cool too. That would be broken. Like you shoot one shot, like you want it to be normal, and you want your second shot to be normal because they're far away, and you just shoot pennies off into the distance.
We did have do the Spotify poll, but we do have one comment on the YouTube.
Awesome.
Spotify poll was, which pact are you pledging to the most? Wilderness Pact is winning at 4 votes, 44.4%.
Okay.
Lawful Pact is sitting at 2 votes, 22.2%. I don't know how anybody can't like the Lawful Pact. That's my pact. Demented Pact,
That's actually my point.
33.3 at 3 votes.
I can't believe that's almost that balanced. Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know it's
yeah.
surprisingly close, and I fucking like. I love the Lawful Pact. Just getting more ammo, regardless of if I'm using special ammo when I loot somebody. So good.
Yeah, especially if you run those optimats, right, Richard?
Jeez. Confession time.
Getting called out.
No,
But-
we both ran optimats as Granny,
We decided
and
Granny with
yeah.
an Opto was the funniest thing.
and we got our cheeks clapped though. I'll
Yeah.
say that. So it doesn't even matter.
And if you were listening closely, it was during one of these stories about a match earlier.
It was. It actually was.
I do want to touch on the
Call it
packs
the
in just a
Grantomat.
I do want to touch on the packs in just a moment because that's actually something we didn't address even when we first started during this whole entire update. But this YouTube comment, fuck you, quality grapes. I hope the devs listen to this podcast and troll hard by adding the lamp back into the game, but it's a weapon charm that can only be added to the spear.
I love that comment.
Didn't we bring that up last episode?
What? No, I brought it up to you guys before because it was so devious. I even commented to him.
He was still so mad.
That is the most evil thing you could have possibly said to me and still made me laugh. Well done, Grapes. Well done.
Bravo.
Yeah, that's funny.
Fifield, don't listen to this man. This man clearly wants to hurt me emotionally. Okay.
He's gonna do it out of spite, just because he's like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this podcast, and not only am I gonna listen to it, but I've heard the way that they talk about me. So the lamp is back, bitches, but it's a charm.
Sorry, some beards are better than yours, Fifield. All right.
Oh, shots!
So,
Well, I think he knows that.
go see them. So the pacts, because I do actually want to discuss these a little bit because it's funny. Most people will do that when they're announced, but I kind of wanted to get our hands dirty with them a little bit before we even talked about them. So
We had so much
Demented,
to talk about.
yeah, because Demented Pact was the Berserker with adrenaline speed boost, and the Ghoul where if you hit the boss, you'll get health back. Lawful, Rat was just discussing it. Restore an empty health bar when you loot a dead hunter. Pack Mule makes you get extra ammo. Vigilant makes you have double the range in Dark Sight. Wilderness Pact, Surefoot, where you can have throwables and sprint or heal while sprinting. Beast Face, where you don't trigger animals or break branches. And Frontiersman, where you take an extra pledge mark for the first 30 points, blah, 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 blah. But also the secret thing to Wilderness is solos being more quiet. So
I was going to say, if you're playing solo, you obviously, I'm sure they figured it out. You definitely want to use the Wilderness Pact.
Oh, yeah. Well, Ty, let's start with you. Which one did you mostly take, and what do you think of overall?
I mean, I was surprised that it was that balanced as well. Like you guys, I thought that most people would have just taken the Wilderness because sprinting while healing is pretty broken.
It's beyond broken. It's so good.
But all of them actually have really good bonuses. So I think the Demented, like getting health when you're like damaging the boss targets, that's probably the weakest like secondary that you can earn from Ghoul, like or whatever. That's probably the weakest one, but Demented's like normal like ability is really good too. So looking back, I can see that it's balanced. I definitely take the Lawful Pact the most as well, but when I play solo, I of course take the Wilderness Pact more than anything. So
okay. And Rat, you chimed up about Lawful.
Yeah, I freaking love the Lawful Pact just because of the ammo on loot. But
the double Dark Side is crazy too.
Yeah, double Dark Side's nuts. But the whole Lawful Pact thing, as good as those are and as much as I like using them, I really want the running while using consumables or tools to stay. Like put that in as like what adrenaline does. The fucking picture is a rabbit. Do it.
I think it should be a burn trade if that happens. Then, if that's the case, or a scarce trade. I mean,
yeah, I would want it as either a burn or scarce, but I don't disagree. I think Surefoot should stay, but it is the horse with all the feet around it.
Yeah,
if you remember, yeah. And Richard's currently muted, so we're just going to talk a little bit. I will get his, and he's unmuted. What's yours?
I go with the Wilderness. I like sprinting and using materials. It's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would also is that all you wanted to say? Did you want to elaborate more on the other ones?
Nice and simple.
Nice and simple. Okay, yeah, I'm about the same as you, Wilderness Pact, because Surefoot is the best thing since sliced bread. But here's why I think that a good thing here might be bad is I especially liked that you could sprint while healing, make it an expensive trait like 8 or 9 points like Doctor. And
I'd make it more.
Possibly, but I can't quite justify too much. But get rid of sprinting with throwables. I think I've been abusing the fuck out of that because people hear my frag cook. But I'll fucking run up on them like a football player and just annihilate the whole team. Get rid of that shit. It's too good. Healing while sprinting is fine. Throwables, I think there's a careful balance.
I really like doing the stamina while I'm sprinting, because then it just like makes it so you can keep going, and then you can throw in your other stuff. Like let's say your team's ahead of you and you get caught in a fight, throw in the stamina shot, and then you're off and you're regenning at the same time. So it's really effective.
Rat, you chimed in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you been like also abusing the big dynamite bundle with sprinting with throwables? Because
are you serious?
So much.
I love the
Yeah, like
football analogy, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
The second that I figure out that there's players somewhere, I'm like, all right, well, here goes my big bundle.
You just
And
run
then
in there.
you just hear sizzling while I'm sprinting.
Well, what a lot of people don't realize is since you're sprinting, you're more able to dodge while cooking, and not only that, you're able to escape much quicker because there was a delay even when you throw a dynamite stick of where you can't quite sprint yet. That's just gone. Like you're in and out like a freaking.
Yeah.
You're in and
In
out
a-
like a dick in a porno.
I was like, there's too
Or
many
the-
analogies that are
Bro.
freaking
Just
disgusting
an
here.
In-N-Out burger, and that would have been perfect,
Yeah. I like In-N-Out
In
Burger,
and
by
out
the
like
way.
a burger. Hey.
Can we get
Like
sponsored by
the
In-N-Out Burger?
In-N-Out
That'd be great.
burger.
Well, what's
Yeah.
funny is in the past, I found Berserker to be wildly too
Underwhelming?
powerful.
Oh.
No, but too powerful. Not PvP. People would be like the first thing people will think of is PvP. No, because killing a boss that fast is ridiculous. But then I just say spear, and then the conversation's over.
Exactly.
But the underrated thing I think about the Demented Pact, though, is that adrenaline when if you get hit by long ammo and you get a speed boost for 20 seconds. Like, imagine just Kenyon running around the fucking corner and being able to heal before anybody realizes where the hell you went. And even then, if you get tagged by something really strong and you just freaking ninja rush them with the stupid katana, that's crazy.
Can you
I
imagine
think it's
if
balanced,
it,
though.
it made like sprint speed even faster? That'd be
I
hilarious.
think it does make sprint speed faster.
That is the speed it makes faster.
I think it's
an
a
overall
20, it's a
Wait, it
20%
makes it
boost for
faster?
20 seconds. Yeah.
25%.
25%, excuse me. Yeah, it's
but-
ridiculous.
It's crazy. it's underrated.
25% better.
Imagine, oh my god, if you could take both. Imagine being critical health with Wilderness Pact. Holy shit.
Just running in like super fast with the big dynamite bundle.
Just freaking, I don't
That'd be scary, bro. Like,
God damn,
Flash
that would be
Showdown.
yeah, that would be
Yeah.
crazy. No fucking way. Yeah, and then
Turns
Lawful,
into a superhero game.
I think
I
Lawful's
kind
the
of
one.
want this now.
No, please, God, no Surefoot with Adrenaline Berserker. That'd be crazy. But Lawful Pact, I think, is the most reasonable and balanced because besides the double dark range, dark sight range. I think that's fucking bonkers. But restoring an empty chunk when you heal, I mean, that requires you winning the fight anyway.
Yeah.
It's like a little reward.
Yeah.
And then
It's
extra
like a
ammo.
reward.
Well, Pack Mule looting ammo when you loot a dead hunter, maybe I'm crazy, especially where guns like the Dulce exist, but if it's like one fucking bullet, that's not that game breaking, and that would really benefit people to go loot the damn bodies. I don't know. Especially where Vulture now gives you money. Yeah, I think that's great. I love that fucking trait now.
Yeah, it's a cheap one too. I mean, you have to be later level to be able to like manually put it on a hunter, but if you're hurting for money, just take Vulture with you.
Yeah, seriously. I see a place for Surefoot, but my God, get rid of throwing dynamites like sprinting at the speed of light. Please don't.
Adding to the
exclusive.
The dark sight thing, like I'm okay with getting a dark sight boost, like range wise. I think double is a little bit much. I would say maybe half that amount, and I think that would be better. But
yeah, I think
I do like a boost to the range. I think that's kind of cool.
I do think most of these should stay the hell out of the game beyond events. And for the love of God, do not keep Death Cheat in the burn pool. Put it in the scarce pool. Death Cheat is way too fucking common now, thanks to as Rat lovingly calls him, Hot Bod.
Yeah, Hotbot has made Death Cheat everywhere.
I have
And
only
that's
ever
Death Cheat,
seen
everybody's staring at trait spurs.
I've only ever seen Death Cheat when I'm with somebody else, like, which has only been I've only seen it twice.
Maybe the spawn rate's
but-
higher on.
Yeah, I always get Relentless,
Duos,
always.
duos.
So
Well, put that
You
beside.
lucky bastards. I only ever get fucking Necro.
right? Well, put that beside fucking Shadow Leap and
Shadow Leap, pretty much
Shadow
loving. That's
itself.
fun.
Yeah, no, and I'm glad they're scarce traits. I'm glad that it's like a fun reward if you get it. You know,
Yeah.
that's how Death Cheat should feel. Because I understand in an event that's fine, but my God, get rid of it. Otherwise, it is balance breaking. I fucking hate running into a hunter with 8 different fucking traits when I'm like, oh, I'm broke as fuck. I'm gonna take a free hunter today. Psych. Guess who's here, Mr. Fanning and Levering?
Coming back from a win, yo.
Right.
Yeah, they're just bringing back the tier 1 hunters from last update.
See, the thing is you say, well, I'll keep them during the events. This game is only events now, so
Yep.
I don't know how to feel about that.
I enjoyed that period where they had to make the game, like they had to make 1896, and it was that quiet period. Oh, dude, those were fucking nice days.
Because like before,
those were the days.
It was right before the end.
Like before, like all the other events, as soon as the event ended, everybody just stopped playing, and you would only get the sweaties, and it would be like really hard.
That's what happened
but after
those last 2 events.
Well, after the very last event before 1896, it was chill. It was like, wow, people are actually still playing. This is nice. Like, there's no event going on. Everyone's just playing casually. Like, yeah, that was probably one of the best times in terms of like player volume without an event going on that I've ever seen.
we got to remember that during that time, like, I couldn't get a kill because everybody I was running into knew how to play the game.
Not everything is about you, Matt.
Yeah. Come on, man.
God damn it, why aren't they more retarded than me? This is bullshit.
I'm killing everybody, but now I'm facing people that get the same amount of kills as I. So why can't I kill them?
Real quick, before we move on to your guys' topics, though, I do want to bring up the shared weeklies thing, because in theory, I love that they made them easier. But I do think it should go back to being random and stay like these easy ones, because I'm kind of fucking sick of seeing Makos everywhere with
right.
high velocity pistols.
That was my next thing. I was gonna say,
sorry, Ty.
No, that's literally what I was gonna say. Not for the topic, but like to add to what you were saying. Like people, like when it's like, oh, do damage with Mosin, for the rest of that week, everyone's rocking a Mosin, and everyone's just putting Spitzer in it because why not? And it's just like, damn, you know what I mean? So,
yep.
Fucking Romero and fire rounds because they had to set shit on fire and they needed Romero, and it's like, oh my fucking God, this is so cancer.
The Romero one actually, for some reason, took me forever to do. I don't know why.
The Romero one took me 1 mission to do.
Meanwhile, there was some glitching where there were people getting a lot of tags or even kills, and it wasn't counting for the whole full 150. It happened to me. It was kind of ridiculous. I mean, it still gets done, but my God, is it frustrating, especially when you're like, I want to run this, but I'm stuck running a fucking high velocity pistol because I just need to get this done.
I got that done like 1 mission.
Well, that's how it was like pre-1890.
That wasn't.
I felt.
That wasn't my specific one. That was just one that I remember off the top of my fucking.
Right. No, I do know what you're throwing down.
Yeah,
I was like saying use like a martini or something. Like
I felt like a god for the 1 round that I took that Romero, because I think Bard was there with me, and I just wound up like wiping 2 trios in 1 match.
Well, but it was the match I was taking the double fucking flame around hand crossbows.
Oh yeah, your cunty rounds.
Yeah.
My God,
melting bars off of everyone so Rat could finish them off.
I freaking love Dragon Bolt. That was the first thing that made it so I wanted to run a hand crossbow.
It's fun.
It's so awesome.
It's really good to just like. Same with the choke ones; they're very underrated. You're like, oh, people are coming in through this doorway. I should probably just block that off.
And then funny enough,
really nice.
Like I posted that clip where me and Bart over here were burning everything, and then I choked at the end.
Yes, sir.
And then I tag him with the Romero. Like point blank, he's still alive. I shoot the ground with the crossbolt, the dragon's bolt, and he's still alive. And so I'm like, oh, I gotta go knife this motherfucker. So I go into the fire, knife him. He drops. I'm burning, and I'm trying to figure what's going on. I think I throw a choke bomb at the ground because I'm like, let's just stop the fire and whatnot.
It's
It was
complete and utter
hilarious.
chaos. But yeah, slight change to it. Put the randomness, my goodness, back and get rid of like everybody
know.
having the same thing. Holy shit.
Other games kind of have those weekly quests, but the problem is just like when you make them gun specific and like certain thing like that.
Yeah,
it's
don't
a
make them
little-
gun specific.
It's
Yeah.
a little bit different than other games where it's just like the balance is a little bit more when you're running different things.
Well, I like the broadness, like do rifle damage, do pistol, do
Right,
shotgun.
yeah.
That's
Or-
fine.
yes,
or do
that's
medium
fine.
ammo damage. Do
Quick
large.
shots even.
Yeah, like or do like
Yeah.
small ammo damage.
Shotgun.
Like things like that. I
Kill
think
hives
would help.
You know,
Not
Yeah.
keep everybody using the same
yeah,
specific
just like
pistol.
very specific guns and stuff.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work if you're
Oh!
gonna do the weekly thing.
Speaking of guns, I do want to add, for those of you who don't know, you probably have noticed, certain guns are not in the same pool as they used to be. You automatically have the
Yeah.
uppercut and the haymaker unlocked. You are the Obrez Mosin is automatically
And the
unlocked, and it's its
regular.
own tree. I think the Vandal is also like for the Winfield is its own tree, but then you have like weird guns where it's like you still need to unlock the Lamat carbine by using this pistol,
Yeah.
and things like that. It's kind of strange.
That doesn't
so-
seem that related, even
Yeah.
though they separated everything else.
Right, yeah. So I'm kind of confused on that, but I don't know. Just like next time you prestige, look around and see what you have unlocked, and you might be surprised because
Well, I guess
you also
speaking of that,
you also have the normal crossbow unlocked right away. You don't have to use the hand one anymore. So that's things like that. I think is kind of cool. So I just wanted to add that in case people didn't know.
Oh yeah. So let's get on your guys' subject. So Ty, you wanted to go first. You
Yeah.
specifically mentioned.
I'm not gonna
Let's
follow.
hear it.
I'm not gonna follow up Richard because he always comes up with these crazy things. So he's very
All right, let's
creative like that. Mine's just very short and simple. We don't even have to talk about it for very long.
Okay, so moving on.
Yeah. Okay. So Richard, no. So there's one thing about this game, and you guys have heard me complain about it from time to time. I want to be able to look down at my hunter's legs and see the cloak that they're wearing. I'm tired of only like certain characters, like the Reaper and Hail Mary. Like I can see their cloak. Like why can't I see the Corvid's like trench coat? Why can't I see like other things? It's just kind of weird.
This is why I take only Kane and look at his bare feet and just admire them.
Yeah.
Take
Speaking
the
of
Gar, man.
Corvid, that guy's cloak's textures are
Yeah,
messed up.
Corvid's cloaks is messed up, Crytek. The polygons
Please fix
look
it.
like they're interacting with each other way
It's
too
like
heavily.
feathers, but in a bad way.
Yeah, they're just triangles.
Speaking of shit that's messed up, Crytek, fix my girl.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the rat? What's wrong with her?
Go ahead.
She's
go
like
off.
half
Stoic
rendered.
face.
Yeah, as he puts it, she looks like Play-Doh. It legitimately looks like total.
She looks fine on my computer. I think Rat's just his computer's having a
Rat's just got
stroke.
his shit.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
I've sent multiple
Fix-
pictures after driver updates and everything. She's fucking like half rendered.
She always looks like Play-Doh, doesn't she?
No.
Especially being underwater.
I've got
I'm
us
kidding,
side
I'm
by
kidding.
side in the Discord. You're trying to rile me up right now, and I know it's
Just a little
this is
bit.
bullshit.
Just a little bit.
No, I mean,
Crytek, fix my girl.
if Rat if the drowned rat is having a problem, they need to fix her because she's
No.
adorable.
Drowned rat, she's fine. Regular rat,
Yep.
the original rat.
Oh.
Yeah.
She is like
It's
half
regular rat.
rendered.
Yeah.
Okay,
Even though
then
she's
that's why
more
I haven't
simply
seen it.
designed too, which is like
Yeah.
odd how that one's not the
It's
first to go. You know.
It's a crime how bad she is because she's actually a really decent looking hunter and it looks very janky. But yeah, no, like also besides that, no, I think you bring up an excellent point, Ty, and a lot of people bring it up is a lot of characters have cloaks and shit, and whether or not it's for game balancing, there's a lot of people who are like, okay, I've got this awesome fucking cloak on. I can't even see it when I look at my legs. I just see
Yeah.
a regular pair of pants.
It's not very immersive. is my problem. Because
Yeah.
and if people argue it's a balancing thing, okay, but then how come when I look at Hail Mary's like long ass dress, I can still see hers? Like it's not a balancing thing is the problem. It's just it's a saving your assets on the game and on the game's engine problem is what it is. And I don't know why they pick and choose certain hunters for the cloak to be visible, but they do. And I don't know. I find it very annoying. I want to see Granny's like apron dress when I look down, like not like brown pants. That's boring. I want to feel like I'm a grandma. You know what I mean? Like that's a bad example, but you understand what I'm saying.
Make some
like,
cookies.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally just like address that. Like people were complaining about that a long time ago, and then they started implementing it. I guess it's being less common now.
Yeah, they were complaining hardcore with the original Plague Doctor because the original Plague Doctor, you could look down and see his weird
like,
fucking apron thingy.
Yeah.
And people were pissed because it was obscuring their vision when they were trying to aim down.
Yeah, but how often am I aiming straight down?
Yeah. Even on the new map with all the verticality,
I never look straight down.
Hey, I'm not saying it was my complaint. I'm saying it was a complaint that I had seen.
Right? No, of course.
Out of here. Don't fucking.
I think it should be an option. If people are having an issue with it, they should be able to toggle it on and off. If it really comes down to it, because I want it on personally. I want to feel like I'm the character. I want to feel immersed. I think it ruins the illusion because again, it works for some characters but not for others. Having said that, the Corvid where you can see his cloak now, you couldn't before, and where it's all messed up now, it makes me wonder if they are trying to implement it, and it's just like, you know, they have to figure it out slowly. Which, if that's the case, that's fine.
Because you know, there's only a limited amount of resources to work on certain things.
Right, but now they have a lot more playroom, I think, so with their new engine. And it does run easier and stuff, so I think they could do it, but if people are going to complain, just make it a toggleable thing. Personally, that's what I would do, but
how dare you make us do more work even though it should be in the game.
I mean, granted, with the new UI, to toggle it off, they might have to click like 20 times, and that might be annoying, but and that's shots fired. That's not that. I'm joking, but like,
where's my Hong Kong?
All right, Rat. Let's hear your topic next. Let's see what you got.
So I mean, it kind of goes pretty well hand in hand with Weasel here. Like, everybody's complaining about the UI. Why not just have it added into the options that you can toggle either the old UI or the new UI?
I think that's great.
Because like console players I've spoken to most of the time love it.
Well, like I like the idea overall, but it's programming. I mean, they literally changed all of the code. There's kind of no going back. Let's say they have the manpower and time to do such a thing, and you know, it's cost effective for their business. I mean, absolutely. But I'm not trying to justify their shitty UI. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's more like once they double down, they kind of couldn't go back. You know, there's no regrowing the limb you cut off. That's all.
Yeah. I just combined the two. Really, they got rid of things that they didn't need to and added
things they didn't need to.
They didn't need to. There are some great things about it, but there are some really convoluted things. So
where it doesn't show you your actual KD.
If we look at like the old updates, the code's still there. They could still just recover the code and then add a toggle switch to go.
Don't tell them what to do. Well, they know more than you.
I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I know programming. I feel like if even though the old code is there, but if they made it accessible, it might you might be doing multiple inputs at the same time, and that might be some problems.
The reason why I guess they would totally never do this is because the time they spent to work on this new UI, like holy crap, and for them to just kind of be like, oh, you can do the old option.
And 90% of people are going to do the old one. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what they have gotten used to at this point. If I'm being honest, I kind of thought the old UI took forever to freaking get used to, and it was a crapshoot too. But
Of
maybe
course.
that's a hot take.
No, I mean, the old UI sucked. I'm not gonna lie, but I
Yeah.
do think the layout in terms of where I need to find certain things is much faster. Building
Makes
loadouts
sense
is
a
way
little bit.
faster, but
I
like,
just think they need to strip a lot more things. Same with the old way, the old layout. Same with the new.
yeah,
take
there's
out a lot of
good things on
useless crap.
both. Yeah, there's good
Um,
things on both.
Certain things of the UI don't need to take up the whole screen when I'm just picking a
Yep.
main weapon. It
Yep.
could all
Oh
be
my-
shrank down.
Oh my
Well, that and,
gosh,
like the opening screen for the store, like that tile wasn't there when I first, like
it
when
wasn't
the
there
update first
first.
happened,
Yeah,
and now there's this big ass tile. It's just for the store, and that
Yeah.
kind of takes me out
I
of it a
mean, the
bit.
the old UI had that too. As soon as you logged in, it would just be a pop-up menu you had to click out of, and that was
Yeah.
annoying too. So I think
Well-
this way does it better, personally. But
One thing Psycho Ghost actually addressed, and I gotta address this too. I'm sorry, I am not about people accidentally doing microtransactions.
mhm.
Do not list the skins that you do not have with the guns that you can like. So skins that you don't own yet, but they're listed with the skins. So people are accidentally purchasing for Blood Bond some of these skins for guns or whatever the fuck. Get rid of that. Get rid of that now. People are accidentally spending Blood Bonds. They can't just message Crytek and get it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
I'm glad they can message Crytek and hopefully get things resolved, but they shouldn't have to do that.
Exactly. The fact that this is a problem, and I'm guaranteeing there's some instances where they're like, "Oh, sorry, should have read the fucking fine print."
Yeah,
I hope that's not the case, but I
But we had an "Are you sure?" pop up.
right? Yeah, like people aren't clicking OK because they've also got a sandwich in their left hand that they're fucking eating.
Tell that
Grant-
to all the kids who took their parents' credit card and
Yeah.
bought a few bucks on
Oh
Fortnite.
hell!
Granted, I do think Crytek is one of those companies that will try to work with their player base, so I don't think
I hope
that's
so.
the problem. I just think that the whole predatory microtransaction thing does need to be addressed. So
Yeah, I do want to ask you one thing directly though, Rat, because I think it's a fine idea if it's an option at all, because once they change the engine, I'm pretty sure the old code is almost completely gone. But what can you think of anything you'd specifically change to make that UI a little more bearable?
Honestly, I'd really like to see the old UI and the new UI kind of like
mixed,
like a hybrid build.
yeah,
Like a
Exactly.
love
So like
child?
when you first boot into it, you have like the main screen with like all the hunters on your team, and you can just go to modify hunter and like have the old modify hunter setup with the
Uh-huh.
new modify hunter look.
Uh-huh.
And
Right.
then
exactly.
like all of the other tiles and stuff just be on the tabs that were across the top of the old UI. Like you click that tab for store, and then all of the store shit is on tiles. Like I think that'd be great.
I agree. I
I
100% agree.
think
I-
that's great. I would just say that, like, you know how they were trying to talk about tiles versus like lists. Lists were
Yeah.
more like convoluted. I actually think lists actually work better.
I
than
agree.
The tiles in this
I don't like-
particular game.
I don't
Yeah.
like Hulu dashboards. Like I just don't like.
I don't need
What-
to scroll sideways too. I want to scroll down.
Kind of what Rat's saying from the old UI. Make skins the little arrow slider again, and make the whole loadout screen
Uh-huh.
one solid screen with little drop down menus. Get rid
Yeah,
of
like
the guns need to take up a whole fucking screen. I'm so sick of that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
it doesn't
perfect
need to.
hybrid between the old
Yep.
UI and the new UI would be
Yep.
great, I think, because I liked being able to just click the little arrow to swap between skins. I didn't like, I don't like that I have to,
Open up an end.
I
Whole other menu.
either have to open up a whole new
different
menu,
menus,
or I
yeah.
have to just pick one skin that stays on that gun and just kind of hope it's my favorite skin.
Granted, just to add to that
keeps
skin
it.
thing specifically, granted, I will say it is nice that after you prestige, it still keeps the same skin on, because it didn't used to do that with the old UI. You used to have to reset it if you had to unlock the gun, and that was very annoying. But
Mm.
That's aside the point, I guess. Sorry, I just wanted to chime in real fast.
No, that's a
Oh, you're
point.
good. Well, no, get rid of this fucking oversized UI that acts like I'm an old man with his reading glasses off. Like, this is fucking stupid.
It's oversized, but then when it comes to selecting your hunter,
It's
it's
so
like
small.
micro, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to scroll sideways on the. This is the only sideways scroller I want. It's for those hunters because I
Well-
want to see their whole bodies. I want to see the details. I
Yeah,
see
you want to
the
be able to
little
zoom in and out
icon.
on them again.
Yeah,
Okay,
Please
I
yes,
want
the
to see
zoom
back
who
the
I'm
zoom in and out.
selecting.
Yes, bring the zoom back. But
Well,
that's actually the one
I
I
loved being able to zoom in on my weapon skins.
yeah.
That's one of the only places I would disagree with you, Richard, is I like that little tile look where I could just I just favorited the ones that I like the favorites tab. That's where the favorites is really standing out, is with the hunters
I
because
I haven't been able to use the favorites because it's so convoluted. I'm like, where the hell
So-
are my hunters?
So my problem with the favorites tab and with a
it
lot
gets
and this
reset with prestige.
no, not
No,
It
it
hasn't
so
reset
my
for me.
yeah, my have not been reset, so that might be a bug. But what I hate about it is every time I select, like, add a new hunter, it's like, okay, well, we're just gonna close out of your favorites tab, and now you have to hit your favorites tab again to pull up your
Yeah.
favorites list. It's like, no,
Yeah.
if I left it on the favorites tab, when I open it again, leave it on the favorites tab.
Menu I wanted.
Please, drop down menus.
Yeah,
Another thing I really hate about selecting a new hunter is, like, I hate that, like, it only shows one hunter at a time and I have to scroll and
Yeah.
there's another one. The buttons are too
Yep.
big. And one of our buddies was like, oh, well, you're just being a baby. There's a button that makes the button smaller. Yeah, that would be great. If it didn't reset every time I left, I shouldn't have to click on it every single time to get the smaller icons. That's
Or
retarded.
when you select a new hunter and then it goes to the hunter you had previously selected, even though you
Yeah.
just barely bought a new one.
Yeah.
No, this is not taking away from the fact that I honestly don't think that the UI is not that. Like, I honestly don't think it's that bad.
It looks like they put some effort and it looks like
Yeah,
there's
it
a lot of
looks
visually
pretty.
cool stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But there
Just
are some
convoluted
pain
just like
points.
the old one. So
Yes.
simple.
Yeah, and
well,
not
I don't want this to be we're hating on the UI, because a lot of people are focusing on that.
I hate
There's a lot
both of them,
better.
so it's alright.
Yeah, they both suck. Let's be honest. Like, so-
it's
anyways,
alright, fucking
sorry.
thing.
I just don't want to. I want it to be clear that even though we're complaining, that's kind of our job.
Well,
Like, we're supposed to
let's just
complain.
put it this
so-
way. There's a reason why we avoided it when the event went live.
Exactly.
When
Yeah.
it went
We
live, we're
wanted to
just
get
like, we're
used
just
to it
here
and
to
then
play.
give honest feedback.
Yeah, and now that we've had some time to play around with
Now we're
it.
gonna complain and shit on it until the ends of the year.
no.
Honestly, I wouldn't even say we're shitting on it. We're giving valid, like, critique because
Yes.
we're pointing out exact points that are irritating.
Yeah.
Not
and
just
it's
saying
like,
UI bad.
It's like, what would you want to change that would make it better in your
and-
opinion? And that was
and
the
the-
question that Bart proposed to you,
Yeah.
and that's a great question.
Yeah, and the thing is, they are addressing it. They do know people have a problem with it. So I'm just glad that they're being
That was the
transparent.
first thing they said.
Yeah, I wish that they would have the manpower to be able to work on it faster, of course, but that's not really. I understand why it can't be done
But they
immediately.
put their
So
blood, sweat, and tears into it as it
Yeah.
was. So now they're
Mhm.
just like, okay, we like this, but what do
but
we
now
do?
now you want more? You want more of our
What
blood?
do
My
we
God!
do?
Like, yeah.
I do like how Tyler, his interpretation of being a podcaster is to fucking bitch. Just low key.
Well, that's
That's not our
because
job.
Because I think that so my opinion on that is I think gamers are some of the most entitled people ever, and I've said it multiple times on
That's
this
true.
podcast, and I am a gamer, so I get it. Like we're the ones who are spending the money, but at the same time we also find the dumbest things to complain about half the time. A lot of
I
times there is good criticism, but then they just take it, oh, you're just being a hater. And it's not necessarily true, but like anyways, yeah, that's what our job is here as a podcaster. We're supposed to look at this game as a whole. Like, that's why we're here. And for some reason, some people find us interesting to listen to. And
I don't know what you're
Just
talking
here-
about, man.
I'm
I
just here for-
accepted my role in this podcast specifically to bitch.
Oh,
hell
my
yeah.
Well, I'm
My
just here
hero.
for the beer and the money and
You're getting
the
beer?
bitches.
We're not getting paid, just so you guys know. We do this for fun.
Fame,
I was about to say,
fortune.
you think I pay these fools?
I think they said fame and power in 5 minutes to extract.
Hell yeah.
That's because
The
Kit's
money, the
delusional.
power, the bitches.
Hey, Kit, I know you listen this far. You fucking dumbass. All right, moving on.
Nice.
We love you.
Yeah, we love you, Kit. All right. But Richard, since you have now high expectations, let's hear it.
Tasty. Okay.
Let
Well,
me get a script
actually,
out.
yeah. Hold on. Let me get this.
He's like, 1 minute, I have a manifesto to read.
Right.
Was that a paper I heard?
Yeah, of course. I'm ready. All right.
He's
Well-
whipping out that manifesto. He's ready to go.
Yeah, manifest destiny.
Damn.
All right. Well, today I wanted to talk about something very controversial, actually. I figured that
Ooh.
since we had that wonderful talk last time on the topic about the glory and the beauty that is the facial hair of hunters, I wanted
underwear
to
of
go along
1896.
those lines again and talk about something just as magnificent. Wardrobe, people.
Oh,
So-
no.
Oh, we
You
got that
guys-
drip.
So, do you prefer assless chaps or not?
Well,
Okay.
So
Okay.
okay.
Am I actually
I'm
riding a
getting
horse?
here. I'm actually kidding here. That wasn't anything to do with what I
No,
want to talk
assless
about.
chaps.
Okay.
Yeah, this sounds like an assless chaps conversation. to
Yeah,
me.
I mean, I don't think it'll last long because I think we're all
Uh,
gonna vote yes.
we-
Assless
we
chaps
all
are
know
great.
I with
Penitent is
assless
wearing
chaps.
them.
Okay. Well, assless chaps it is. Well, while we're putting on our assless chaps, I actually have another topic that I actually wanted to discuss. So, what I really wanted to know, what are the craziest changes in Hunt Showdown history? Be it balance changes, map update / changes, hunter changes, tool use changes, etc. Go nuts.
Interesting.
Okay, well, the elephant in the room in this case is
The
Assless
UI.
chaps. Oh,
yeah, assless chaps. The elephant in the room here is the carcass gun runner's pipe.
Oh yeah, they
That's
added a
so
pipe on him,
crazy.
and he
Yeah,
looks
that was
so
crazy.
dapper. He looks so great.
Okay, so you're
Chum.
talking. Oh, besides fucking pipe, you're being literal with like the
Yeah,
actual
anything.
change that they've
Yeah,
made. Okay,
anything
that's
you
a
can
good one.
think of that's just kind of crazy.
All
And
right.
just think of how how the game's evolved over the years and what things have just absolutely kind of blown our minds in a way.
All right, gentlemen, you guys go first. I'm gonna need a minute.
Well,
So-
the introduction of special ammo is one that I can specifically think of.
Oh yeah, that was pretty
Great
early on.
answer.
Yeah,
Great
I-
answer.
I think that kind of changed the game in a non-intrusive way at the time.
Non-intrusive. Immediately thinks of all the times I've been killed by slugs.
Oh my god, yeah.
All right, Ty, what are you thinking?
I mean, in terms of the craziest changes, like if we're taking the answer literally, like obviously the most controversial change they did was the UI, but we're done talking about that.
Yeah.
I think
Balance wise.
balance-wise,
There's
that's
been
kinda
some
hard.
crazy things going on.
It's kind of hard to, from my standpoint, because I don't really go with the meta, because most meta is, long ammo, Mosins and stuff like that.
Well, what about like tools? Like I know the regen shot at one point got a crazy buff. Remember when that?
Yeah,
spawned?
that-
And
Oh
just
god, I
kept it.
missed that buff.
I
Yeah.
hated
miss
that
it?
buff.
Wait. The regen still has that same buff to
No.
this day.
It buffed it,
But-
and then they made it so there was the delay.
Right.
they
Oh,
added the
yeah,
delay.
the 5-second delay. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
but
which is
that's
what it
the one I'm
needed.
talking about.
This is the initial like, hey, we've changed regen to fucking heal you at Mach fuck.
And it's
My
instant.
fuck.
You're getting shot at already, but you already have half your health out.
You know, that
Like,
Yeah, like you
that
get
was-
hit with a
was
sparks
wonderful.
and you're already okay. You walked it off.
That was annoying with when using small ammo because you sometimes you have to hit them 2 or 3 times if you hit their shoulders or something like with
Dude,
small ammo.
medium ammo, it would take like 4 body shots to fucking
Yeah, it
kill
was
somebody.
crazy. Like, yeah, that I mean, you kind of answered for me, Richard. That's a crazy answer in terms of balancing wise.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry,
That's the one
hiccups.
that came to mind on for me. But
Yeah, that's a good answer, honestly.
uh,
Like,
DJ, do you have something quite yet? If not, I can throw something out real quick.
You go ahead.
So here's something that the map changes that you could talk about is essentially how they removed generators from each of the
oh
compounds
yeah,
and them as just a tool to be used in general. Um,
It was so niche though. I mean, just like
but it
the
was the
whole lamp
noise
thing.
and different things like that. Um,
Yeah.
it was something that like it was so almost like core to the game because it was there since like day one, and then all of a sudden we're in year 4 and then it's gone.
I
Yeah.
Crazy in
I,
that way.
I
Not saying
actually
it
have a
affected too much.
different answer now, but let's keep going on the generator topic because I'm actually curious to see what you guys say.
Well, I definitely think it was a noise advantage if you knew how to play it correctly,
Mhm.
because what you would do is listen for an opponent, then you know where their footsteps are, general direction, turn the generator on, be able to sprint for a couple of seconds or whatever the fuck, close the gap, throw a throwable wherever you heard them. That kind of play would really work, but it like I said, it's so niche to a certain situation. You really had to know how to capitalize on it, otherwise it meant nothing.
You only ever saw it in 6-star lobbies.
I maybe not even 6-star. Even some 4-star lobbies get pretty fucking nutty. If the right 4-star player can make some really crazy plays.
I used to use them all the time. Like I would turn the generators on if I just wanted to sneak out of a place.
Yeah, great for
I would
That's a
turn
good
the
one.
generators on when I heard 2 teams fighting because I knew it would piss them all off.
Hell yeah!
God damn it!
Chad 3-star doing it for memes.
Love that.
I
Hell
would
yeah.
normally get a kill off of that because they were so fucking pissed off about the generator. Because like it's not like the phonographs or the piano that you can just turn off.
Oh yeah,
Right.
and even then, people still turn that shit on the phonographs and pianos just because they'll turn it on in the middle of the fight, just so just so everybody's like, "What the fuck is that?"
Everybody's got to suffer. If I'm suffering, you
Yeah,
are too.
I turn them on because it always makes for great VoIP when somebody shoots your piano and you get mad about it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Richard, did you have anything to add with the generators?
No, just that it's mostly just crazy that they kind of were there and then for so long and
Bam.
then
Yeah.
they're just gone.
Bam. Just.
Bam.
On a light subject, I would say that I obviously have already gone on rants about the things, but
Lamp.
the baseball bat, the katana, and the spear have obviously, especially spear, they've kind of ruined certain aspects of the meta that they're trying to change to make like, oh, we want the immolator to be a stronger enemy. You just spear it in the fucking chest and it's dead. Like, why add something to trivialize something you're trying
Contradiction,
to? Exactly. It's contradicting every balance change they make.
Yep.
Realistically, is gun additions, because when they added stuff like the drilling, when they add stuff like this new 1895 rifle, which people will get the hang of the velocity and it's going to be a fucking monster from hell, you know? And you know, stuff like it's almost like they want to compete with the Dulce, and the back of my mind, I'm like, why? Because every single time they do small things like buff the levering, or they add the infantry, which now has a lot more or less a bullet drop range and shit, and so people are taking high velocity and a sniper scope on it to snipe with that, and so a lot of these gun additions and a lot of these gun choices are causing a lot of mix up in the meta, not in a good way, not in a way I would argue is healthy, because the faster we get, the less it feels like Hunt Showdown. It's not that cowboy zombie game anymore. If we get any faster than this, right? If we unironically make an Avto that doesn't have the crazy ass bouncing around, we're going
you
to
mean
be
like
in
when
a
it
bad
first came
Batman
out?
gun.
like when it first came out, yeah. Then we're going to be in a really shit situation, and that's where we're headed if we don't stop. So if we keep adding guns that are they basically make the old guns irrelevant, we're going to get in a situation where it's a meme, quote unquote, to take these guns. It shouldn't be a meme. It should be a choice.
Yeah.
You know,
Except
like
for Star Shell.
well, and
Besides-
players. This might sound a little fucking condescending, but players like me, where I do play at a higher level, sometimes I just want to feel like everybody ignore me now. It feels like I can't just take whatever I want, because if I want to stay in X fucking MMR, well, better take fucking Dolshp and Mosin. You
Yep.
know?
Slugs and
True.
yeah.
True.
No,
And
you.
I'm still pissed that they took away punching gates open.
I think
that is
was
back.
a bug, wasn't it?
That's
I
back.
think they fixed that, so that was
They did.
addressed.
Finally.
Yeah.
It
Iron
was
gates
it
can
was
be
there
punched.
from the beginning. Oh wait, they can be punched open again now?
They
Yes.
can be
Okay,
punched
yeah.
open again.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, test it.
God, that was
Yeah,
pissing me
let's
off every
test
time
it.
I'd run up there, and out of habit I'd just like punch the fucking gate and then it wouldn't open, and I've been mad about that since they did it.
Yeah, I'm happy to announce to you
Yeah.
that is in fact
Well, it
fixed.
felt like it was.
Right,
not
Tech,
even
I
a
take
bug.
everything back that I've ever said poorly about you.
I'm still on Cancel Hunt Showdown.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
Cancel
Don't
Lamp
cancel it.
Showdown.
So, what I wanted to add to the balance changing, and what you were kind of talking about them adding stuff. So, I brought it up a couple times. We may have talked about it a little bit, but not really at length. When they, so they give us this spear, right? It's the end all be all melee weapon. Everybody's rocking a spear now,
Not me.
except for Richard because he's a hipster. So we have the spear, and it's level locked, which is good. Why the hell did they still keep them taking away all the melee weapons in the compounds? Because every time I have to prestige now, I have to like earn a weapon with a melee weapon attached to it in order to like wipe out a boss, like because they don't have weapons laying around. Like I think that's kind of counterintuitive. I feel like it encourages people to take the spear more, even though it's already unbalanced. So
Sounds like the complaints of a man who doesn't use sticky bombs.
yeah, if I'm level 1, I don't have sticky bombs. What are you talking about? I'm talking about when I prestige. Like, and I can't kill bosses. Like,
You're telling me that every time you use a toolbox, you don't get a sticky bomb? Because that's been my experience.
no, I always get a freaking chaos. So whatever.
It sounds like
You
RNGesus just
make
doesn't
the
love
boss
you.
very angry.
No, RNGesus hates me. So
This might
But
be a
I-
contra. Oh, go
I
ahead,
I find it very contradictive that they're like, well, we want to encourage people to take melee weapons on their weapons more, like like a Romero hatchet or whatever, because we're going to take away the guns or the melee weapons that are lying around in the compounds, except for the shovel, which
Well,
if you use that, it's for a meme, and that's Rat's favorite. But then they give us the spear instead. It's like, why? That's like so contradictory.
Well-
Like, you wanted us to use like melee weapons on our guns more, but you give us a spear.
and not only that, you have an excellent point there, but they also make the weapons that don't have melee attachments to them irrelevant. So it's like, why would I take a Romero shorty when I can take a Romero hatchet? And it's
Yes.
basically the same thing, but better. And then it's like,
Yeah.
okay, then what about all these skins I paid for? I know, my problem, not anybody else's. But what about these skins I paid for the Romero shorty that I think are better than the Romero hatchet skins? Well, fuck you, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, let's also point out that like the guns are already made to be pretty modular just for animations. Fucking swap out.
Yeah, let us be able
let
to
us swap out
interchange our
different parts of
skins.
the skins.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think that would be kind of hard
Because
for
like
Crytek to
Because
do
like
that in a timely manner.
the whole hatchet part, you could have the drilling hatchet skin be interchangeable with the Romero hatchet piece.
Oh, I thought we were just going to be talking about the same gun type, like Romero versus Romero hatchet,
I mean,
or
even
Romero
if it
shorty
was
versus Romero hatchet. Like,
even if it was just doing that, like that would solve that whole problem.
I agree. And it's something that they could
You
do, but
buy
I think
more
it would take a lot of
skins.
work.
Who cares, right?
Right?
I mean, I
You
feel
buy
like
more skins, no matter what.
I feel like it would encourage me to buy more skins. I'm just saying.
If they're
I-
interchangeable, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
go
already
ahead,
own all the DLC, so like buying more skins, like I can't buy more than I already have.
I'm red. I own all the DLC. I'm better than you.
proceeds to push my glasses to my nose.
No, just kidding. A lot of people own pretty much all
Yeah,
the
like that
skins.
other nerd in this room. Oh, hello, Bart.
Wow. Crytek, make this game pay to win so I can finally, just pay for death cheat and just fucking shit on everyone.
No, that would be god
Fuck
awful.
balancing.
Yeah, screw your gameplay.
Right? That way I can keep all my traits and I can stay nice and comfortable up here in my tower that I don't deserve.
You buy a lamp. I mean, thank fuck they didn't put a lamp skin into the game. Good lord, imagine if they took it out after that.
Oh man. And
That
to
would
you
be sad.
commenters who were teasing me about the lamp and the spear, fuck you. But thanks, guys. I appreciate you.
The
All right.
spear charm.
Maybe if you buy the lamp, it will become pay to win. You're the only person in the entire game who can blind everybody.
Oh my! You
would be
pay a fucking premium to get the old flash bomb back.
Oh my god! Don't even put that in their heads.
Well,
God damn it,
considering,
Michael.
I
Close your
was
ears.
gonna say, considering we feel like they listen to us every time we say something, we should not be saying that out loud. So
Right? We've introduced a premium currency.
yeah,
No!
and it's a problem.
They're called blood hunt dollars.
They're separate from blood
blood bonds were
bonds,
bad?
though.
They're separate from blood bonds, but they're like blood bonds. But you can't pay for blood bonds with the blood hunt dollar bonds.
Yeah.
These are burn dollars, and these are scarce dollars.
It's called burn dollars.
Scarce dollar.
Scares. Oh Lord! Don't give them ideas.
Yeah, you'll do it.
Gentlemen.
Only $9.99.
All right, gentlemen. We're nearing a point of stopping here. Does anybody? Okay, let's be broad about this. Does anybody have any final thoughts?
Well, something I was going to bring up real quick is the nerfing of skins, like Kane and
Oof.
the
Headsman.
Headsman. That's it. Both of them had their skins severely changed.
Well, that was forever ago.
quote, balancing.
I mean,
but
Kane
that's just
wasn't
one of
really.
those crazy changes I felt.
Yeah, in terms of
Kane
balancing,
wasn't
yeah.
really like
Because
severely
everyone was
changed. They just kind
complaining
of
about it
changed
for
the
so
mud on
long.
him to come.
Yeah,
Bruh.
Kane
Still.
felt subtle enough. He actually might blend into Mammon's Gulch a little better now that it's like bright white
Yeah.
rocks.
I might have to buy Kane after this point. I'm just kidding.
You don't own Kane? Wait a minute.
No,
I don't
have
either.
$1 million.
Yeah,
What do you mean $1 million?
$1 billion difference.
Bro.
That's
Rokies?
the pay to win hunt skin.
It's a $1 million skin.
It's pay to win because
I
it's chat. Go ahead.
I think Crytek, that's why they changed it. They're like, we do not want a pay to win system, so we're changing that. That's ridiculous.
Because everyone already told
No,
us
but-
pay to win.
Mhm.
Kane is Chad Kroger's retarded brother. It's fine. That's cool.
It's Chad Kroger after he's snorted too much fumes from the rubber cement.
It's Chad Kroger when he hasn't eaten a Snickers.
What does this have
You're
to do
not
with
you when you're hungry. We're reminiscing, okay?
All right. Is there any other thoughts, gentlemen?
Yeah, Hunt, fix my girl. That is all.
Fixes his girl? Give me beetle skins because that'd be so cute.
Oh yeah, please. We need the we need the Santa Claus beetle skin.
All right, and then I got one more thing.
Sure.
This is directly to the audience. Assless chaps or not?
Oh no.
Speaking of which,
Fuck yeah,
speaking
give me
of
those
which,
assless chaps.
now that we got the boring conversation out, now we can actually talk about what people really care about, assless chaps. Yeah.
Yes.
Good segue.
Mhm. So, anyways, let's get into this. Welcome to my podcast about assless chaps.
Legitimately, can you imagine riding a horse with just assless chaps and no pants? That would be awful.
Welcome to the Asscast.
Welcome to Jackass.
A podcast within a podcast.
Oh man.
Bareback, not even a saddle. All right. Holy shit, to the folks that made it this far, I am so sorry about your ears. I'm kind of not, though, because I hope you enjoyed it thus far. What's up,
If
Brad?
Bard was there, though, he wouldn't need the saddle. He'd just he'd just ride the saddle horn.
Oh, my
Oh
God.
my god.
Well, thank God we don't have any sponsors. Probably never will, thanks to all these comments.
Thank you.
What
to
are
our
you talking about?
sponsor.
We're eventually gonna
Um,
get sponsored by Extreme Restraints, and we're gonna have fucking assless chaps sponsored by Hunch or HBE.
Fucking Adam and Eve.
This I swear.
Sponsored by Manscaped.
Oh my gosh. That one actually might be realistic. They sponsor everyone. It's
Hey.
smart.
Especially with the assless chaps, you know.
And
If
it's
you-
like Bud Light. You're gonna get a sponsor.
If you guys give us enough listeners to get a sponsor, that would be amazing. And I would also do a giveaway because that would be one of those things. I mean,
Can-
we can dream. You
Can-
guys
can
are
I-
dreaming too.
Can
What's
I
up,
be
The
the
Brad?
people at
recipient of
Extreme
said
Restraints,
giveaway?
please. I will
Oh my
pay any
God.
amount of money for your sponsorship.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
All right. But we're going to end this episode right here because we're all getting apparently sleep delirious, even though these people don't even fucking sleep.
Hey, 3
Yeah,
hours
it's
is my
crazy.
I
fucking
do.
sweet spot, brother.
Crazy, man. All right. But everyone, thank you all so much for listening to this episode. And as always,
Stay hunting. And
Stay
look for
hunting,
them ass-
everyone.
and look for them assless chaps.
Richard, give us an outro.
There
I guess that works.
you go.